The mystical heifer, an in-depth exploration. Ever wondered what a heifer is and why it holds significance in religious texts? Well, a heifer is a female calf that hasn't given birth to any offspring. The concept of the heifer dates back to the time of Moses, known as Musa in Arabic. This historical figure is significant in many religious traditions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The heifer mentioned in these texts is often described as having a ruddy, light brown color, which was referred to as red by ancient Jews and yellow by ancient Arabs. It's not just a passing reference either. In fact, the longest surah of the Holy Quran, Surah Baqarah, which translates to the cow or the heifer, is named after this creature. The Quran tells us that God wanted the children of Israel to sacrifice a cow, but they kept asking for specific signs, complicating the task of finding the right sacrificial animal. So it's clear that the heifer holds a significant place in religious texts. But what makes it so unique? There are specific signs that a heifer must possess to be considered suitable for sacrifice. Let's dive into the details. According to the Talmud, a Jewish religious text, the heifer must be perfect in its redness. This means not a single hair of any other color is allowed. Even 2 hairs of a different color would disqualify it. Astonishingly, this rule extends to its hooves as well, which also must be red. In terms of age, the heifer should be 3 or 4 years old. Older animals could be used, but younger ones are not considered suitable. This age requirement is believed to ensure the maturity of the animal for the ritual. Another crucial aspect is the physical condition of the heifer. It must be free of any kind of internal or external defect or blemish. This requirement emphasizes the purity and perfection of the animal for the sacred sacrifice. Finally, the heifer must not have been used for any type of physical labor. This is to ensure that the animal remains unspoiled and untainted by earthly work. So the perfect heifer for sacrifice must be a 3 to 4-year-old red-haired, blemish-free animal that has never been burdened with labor. Finding such a perfect specimen can be a challenge, but it's necessary for the sacrifice. These stringent requirements reflect the solemnity and significance of the ritual in the Jewish tradition. Now that we know what a perfect heifer looks like, let's discuss the sacrifice and its purpose. The heifer, once identified as perfect, is processed and burnt. Its ashes are then mixed with pure water. This mixture, according to Jewish religious texts, has a unique ability to purify certain types of impurities, specifically those linked with exposure to death. This could be someone who had contact with a human corpse, bone, or grave. In ancient times, this mixture was used by the Israelites to cleanse the temple, the sacred instruments within, and most importantly, the priests who served inside. This purification was also required for anyone who wished to pray within the temple. The purpose of this sacrifice, then, is not just about the act itself, but its aftermath, the creation of a unique purifying substance. The purification through the ashes of the heifer is an essential part of religious practices. The search for the perfect heifer continues today, particularly by an organization known as the Temple Institute. This group of zealous individuals has a singular goal: the reconstruction of the Third Temple. However, the path towards this monumental task is not without its challenges. The key obstacle is the need for purification, both of the site and the people involved in the construction. According to ancient religious texts, this purification can only be achieved with the ashes of a perfect red heifer mixed into pure water. This requirement has led the Temple Institute on a quest spanning several decades to identify the ideal candidate for this significant role. Their journey has not been without its ups and downs. In the late 90s and early 2000s, 2 potential candidates were identified, but they were subsequently deemed unsuitable. Undeterred, the Institute began raising funds to explore the possibility of using modern technology to genetically produce the perfect red heifer. Their persistence seemed to pay off in 2018 when a promising candidate was born. However, the final verdict is still pending as the heifer undergoes rigorous examination to confirm its suitability. More recently, in 2022, 5 potential red heifers were imported from Texas, United States. Now at the appropriate age for sacrifice, these candidates bring a renewed sense of hope to the Institute's ongoing mission. While the search for the perfect heifer continues, it remains a symbol of purity and an integral part of religious practices. In our journey today, we have explored the significant role of the heifer in religious texts. We delved into what makes a heifer, its distinctive signs, and how its sacrifice, a symbol of purity, has been historically significant. We traveled through time to understand its purpose in ancient practices, and even today, as we witness the ongoing search for the perfect heifer. The heifer, a symbol of purity, continues to hold a significant place in our religious practices, reminding us of the importance of purification in our lives.